Good evening, everyone. My name is Vernisha Jones, and I am the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is a concerned group of youth working together on the west side of Chicago to reduce underage drinking, substance abuse, and senseless violence. Our goal is to engage, enlighten, and empower young people into being the best that they can be, while working together to promote a safe and drug-free community. Our objectives are reducing the sale of alcohol and other substances to our young people, engaging others on ways to reduce violence and senseless killing in our community, motivating other young people to be the best that they can be, and also building and strengthening a community support system of young people working together to learn how to love, forgive, and support each other. We believe that we are the change we want to see. The topic for tonight is what is mental health and how can one live a life of purpose. Tonight's guest we have right here is David Elam. David Elam, can you tell the real audience something about yourself?
Hello, my name is David Elam, and I'm the president emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council.
That's all you have to say.
Also, an up-and-coming motivational speaker on the west side of Chicago.
Well, tonight, you guys will be talking about mental health and how can one live a life of purpose. And can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aaron, writer, playwright, poet.
So basically tonight we're going to be talking about what is mental health and how can one live a life of purpose. Our first question is going to start off with who are you and what is your purpose?
Well, again, I'm Aaron, and my purpose is to empower people and in some form affect change.
Okay. Can you tell our audience why it is important for women to be positive role models in the life of their daughters?
It's important for women to be positive role models in the life of their daughters and beyond their daughters because women and mothers are often the first teachers and a lot of life lessons are imparted by way of motherhood.
And what can men do for their children to show their love and affection?
Men can do the same thing that women would do. It's just a human act to show love, and I don't think there are any specific ways that where it's gender specific. Compassion, concern, support, typical ways that parents are involved with their children.
So do you have any children?
I have 2 children,
Girls?
1 and 1,
How old?
21 and 16.
So you basically know about all that raising them and being in a child's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship is when individuals seek out to own their own businesses, and that's the gist of it.
And how can we get more young people involved in wanting to become entrepreneurs?
I think education at an early age. I think a lot of times we groom children to further education and focus on education, and ultimately they find themselves in an entrepreneurial situation, except that they aren't the entrepreneurs when they go out into the workforce. So I think grooming them at a young age in conjunction with while they're getting their education to prepare them instead of going out be employees to be employers.
So talking about entrepreneurship, are you an entrepreneur?
I am a entrepreneur by way of authorship, and I am an event planner.
So what you do with art?
What do I do with art? I write and produce stage plays. I conduct poetry workshops, and we do a variety of things involving arts. One of the things we're moving towards doing in the near future is artistic youth empowerment movement, where we will open up our doors of Unisys Entertainment to facilitate various art forms for the youth to express themselves.
Okay, can you tell our audience why you're so passionate and engaging, enlightening, and empowering young people and their parents?
I think primarily I come from a household and background where my parents valued me, and I can definitely identify when others have not grew up within the same situation where their parents were supportive and gave them a better outlook on life.
Okay. And why do you feel like we should unite to promote a safe and drug-free community?
Well, first and foremost, a key component is safe. So just promoting a drug-free community is bringing to light that we're prioritizing the safety within our communities. So that would be number one reason, safety first.
And what is the purpose behind Praying Over Bullets?
Praying Over Bullets was a stage play that I wrote and produced here in Chicago on the west side, Austin Town Hall. And the purpose of it was to bring attention to gun violence, but from a community standpoint. Basically, it was written to address the issue of, instead of waiting for a tragedy to knock at our doors, we should proactively combat gun violence before it hits our doorsteps.
And I keep looking over here at this book.
Yes! This is a gift for you.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Thank you.
So that is my book of poetry. It's a poetry collection entitled Black Thoughts on White Paper. And it addresses an array of things. A lot of it is relative to cultural experiences
So this
from a
stuff you
black
wrote?
standpoint. Correct.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
Because I'm sure you looking at it like, what is that over there? So how can women join to unite Sisters Entertainment?
How can women join to partake in Unisys Entertainment? Well, Unisys Entertainment is actually short for United Sisters, so I'm glad you mentioned unity in your comments. So it's United Sisters, which is myself, L. Aaron, and my sister Pearlie Aaron. And a lot of our events are focused for women to give them a different experience, to bridge the gap of communication and unity, and just give an outlet for continued gathering and sisterhood.
Okay, you guys. This is the West Garfield Park Youth Council. We meet every Monday at 4:30 to 6:30 at 4540 West Washington. You could contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. And also, tomorrow we will be having a 15-year anniversary for Fathers Who Care. For any more information about that, you can contact us at 773-287-5821. And back to the conversation. Why do you feel like it's important to own your own business?
It's definitely important to own your business, especially as a black person, because that is an area in which we've been challenged for centuries now. And it has definitely impacted our progression in mobility. So if the sooner we move towards ownership, the sooner we can ultimately change our circumstances as a people and within our communities.
So do you got any programs or anything going on right now where youth can get involved or people in general can get involved?
People can get involved. Again, as I mentioned, we'll be spearheading artistic youth empowerment, programming for youth, Unisys Entertainment on the west side, because the west side is a bit devoid of outlets for the young people. And you can get more information on Artistic Youth Empowered. We'll be doing poetry, spoken word, theater, arts, by way of canvas arts, and different ways to express yourself and address the issues from an artistic point. So that's Artistic Youth Empowered.
Do you have any contact information that anyone can
You can definitely contact West Garfield Park Youth Council or the Fathers Who Care Association for more information.
And I see we have a caller. We can take this caller. Question or comment?
Hello?
Yes, question or comment.
Yes, I wanted to know, how can you empower women?
How can I personally empower women? I think I can empower women because I am, first and foremost, a woman who's comfortable in my own skin and advocate for empowerment and individuality. So just being my authentic self and giving other women to do the same is how I would seek to empower women.
How do you feel like we can motivate and nurture more adults to basically do the things that you're doing in the community to help better yourself and help better the people in the community?
I think we need to enlighten adults on the arts and the movement that they carry. Back in like the civil rights era, arts were very pivotal in changing the circumstances and communicating messages and opening the doorway to dialogue. So I think, and not only that, historically, arts have been utilized to change communities. A lot of times you will find once divested communities open their door to rebrand themselves as artist communities. You've seen economic change and development also come with that artistic door opening.
And I see we have another caller. Caller, question or comment?
Hello, Miss Mary Ann. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. My question for you is, what steps do you need to take in order to become a successful entrepreneur?
The first steps I think one needs to take is to mentally be ready for entrepreneurship. Because it is a lot of work and it's definitely challenging to garner support to keep you steadfast on your goal of ownership. So I think mental preparation is first and foremost, and then research, be as certain as you possibly can as to what direction you want to go. And if it's something you already have a skill and that you like, it's your current mode of employment. So if you can branch off for that, that's all the better. So just mental preparation, enlightenment, and then of course there's a lot of business requirements with regards to entrepreneurship. So contact your local government to find out what those legal ramifications are, and just move forward. Definitely just move forward and stay the course.
So what does social and environmental change look like on the west side of Chicago right now to you?
What does it look like at current, or in the future, what should it look like?
We could talk about both. What does it look like right now, and what do we want it to look like, or what should it look like in the future?
I think right now there are steps being taken to change the social and economic environment of the West Side. I see there are a lot of collaborations taking place between organizations on the West Side and those outside of the West Side with neighboring communities. So there are efforts to change that. And as far as in the future, I think as much as good as outside sources coming in to help build the community up, I think it's all the more important to give those within the community the opportunity to exert efforts to change their communities also.
What is the need to save our children in our community? Like what do you feel like is the need?
What is the need with regards to the resolution?
Yeah.
I think economic development is a big start because it will kind of invoke a sense of pride. When you have a sense of pride, you respect people, places, and things therein. So I think economic development would be a great springboard to getting that change.
And what do you feel? How do you feel we can work together? How do you feel like what do you feel like we can do to work together to reduce everything that's going on, from senseless violence, from underage drinking?
I think get back to being a community. Neighbors don't really know each other. They don't communicate. So building the community not just out from the household out. So take time at home to talk about the issues that are going on and the importance of avoiding those issues when you are outside of the house, and speaking the message of what you think the community should be and could be, and how you are taking those steps, and let your actions be a guide to others.
I see we have another caller.
Yes, I have a question. Why should young women pursue higher education?
Why should women pursue higher education? Well, recently statistics have shown that black women are amongst the highest educated people in the U.S. right now. So, I mean, that in itself lets you know that that is the course of direction that one should take. Education is important. It definitely opens doors, and it is a way to springboard to change in your personal life and in your community, because your education can be brought back within the community to enhance businesses that are already there, or possibly open new businesses.
So, with saying that, like, okay, so I see that you're in entrepreneurship and you deal with a lot of young people, basically. So, is there any, like, things that you want to do in the future, like, to help more young people get more involved?
So I definitely would like to put forth scholarship efforts through Unisys Entertainment. So that is definitely high on our list of priorities, being able to set up a scholarship foundation and structure to not only for education but also for entrepreneurship and business sustainability.
How can we collectively develop and educate our children?
Well, I guess I'll go back to the proverb, it takes a village. So collectively is key, and just moving forward as a community and unit with one agenda and a message that is on one accord for the children that they could follow consistently.
So, can you talk to us a little bit more about entrepreneurship?
I'm just an advocate for entrepreneurship. I think it gives us an opportunity to do more than just get confined to the 9 to 5. It also broadens your train of thought with regards to community give back and doing some positive things within others' lives outside of your immediate family. So I think entrepreneurship really kind of garners the philanthropic message and gives people the opportunity to do that.
How did you get started with, like, I see you write books, you do on-stage plays and stuff like that. How did you get started? Was this something that you always liked to do, or was it something you just caught yourself doing one day?
I got started with writing. Well, I've always been keen on writing, and since I was a youth. But I think I started writing professionally to give a broader platform to the messages that I had. I started a social group, Voices of Angry Black Women for Positivity, and that group was basically started to combat the angry black woman stereotype, because I didn't think it was really being addressed, the underlying conditions that led to the anger. So I wrote a stage play to be a vehicle that delivered that message.
And once again, speaking of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, we meet every Monday at 4:30 to 6:30 at 4540 West Washington. You can contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. We provide young people with a warm and nurturing environment in order to share and express issues and our concerns. We focus on building healthy relationships with our adults and community elders. We provide a positive support system for young people via providing them with one-on-one group interaction and referrals for additional support and services. Back to the conversation. Okay, and you was talking about how you guys basically started with entrepreneurship. Because I know I once tried to start off my own little entrepreneurship thing, and I liked it, but it was like too much work.
It's
But
definitely a lot of work.
yeah, it was a lot of work, and I slowed down on it. But it's something that I was really interested in doing, but it wasn't. I didn't have. I guess I didn't have enough patience at the time to do it.
I think when you have ideas with regards to entrepreneurship, sometimes you do get sidetracked because life gets in the way. But what I've found is they're just on the back burner, and future opportunities will allow those to develop and revisit you. So I wouldn't be dismayed at this point in time. You're young.
Yeah, I know. I was doing it probably for like 3-4 months.
That's good.
Yeah, I was doing it, and it was something that really interested me, and I enjoyed doing. So I feel like it's something that I want to look into more doing. It's just I need like a push, like to like get me started, and like a mentor or something to talk about it, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Get me off my feet with it.
Well, I'm definitely available if anyone any advice or direction that I can afford you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, speaking of when we get into the end of the show, can you tell our audience about any programs or any things you know about that helps get children off the street or helps with adults with more mentoring and
Well, definitely
information?
Fathers Who Care is a great organization. West Garfield Park Youth Council, you guys are very impactful, and I think you're doing a great job, and you're probably role models, so I definitely want to say that, and keep it up. So first and foremost, join the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And there are lots of different outlets. Austin Town Hall has a lot of different things to get kids off the street. They aren't garnered towards entrepreneurship. But again, those things will come, and I'm positive that they will.
And if you're just now tuning in, tonight's guest on our show is Miss Larry-Ann, a poet writer. You're a poet writer. You make stage plays. And what else?
Event planning.
And an event planner. And she's just out here helping people in the community. And I'm Vernisha Jones. I'm the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. We meet every Monday at 4:30 to 6:30 at 4540 West Washington. And we talk about different things that's happening in the community, and we talk about different issues and different solutions we can bring to the problems that's happening in the community. And tomorrow, once again, we will be having our 15-year anniversary at the Columbus Park Reflectory from 6 to 9 p.m. And if you have any information about that or need any information about that, you could contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, the number is 773-287-5821. Do you have any last minute things you want to say to the audience before we wrap it up?
I can read a selection from the book. Let me see. Something appropriate. I guess I'll read this faith bite. When times get hard and the days get long, you can't find peace in a space that you belong. When your soul cries out, abandoned and alone, in your pain it seems prolonged, don't give up on the Lord. Joys overshadowed by your pain, no victories, more losses than your gains. Burdened by problems every day, stumbling through life, can't find your way. Don't give up on the Lord. When hurt has your heart turned around, and doubt has your faith losing ground, don't give up on the Lord.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the book. Thank you. I'm going to go through it and read it, all the different forms that you have. And thank you for being a guest on tonight's show and being able to give us some positive feedback about entrepreneurship and different stuff in the community. And I want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight and thank everybody for viewing with your calls and comments. You can contact not next week, but the following week after. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.